the life of God and the tale of his origin. Light from the void before time struck its first beat, before space donned its form. The universe was a boundless abyss of nothingness, silent as a psalm waiting to be sung by an eternal heart. Darkness reigned, deep and frigid, like an endless ocean swallowing dreams yet to bloom. It was not mere darkness. It was a chaotic force, roaring in the void, defying the existence of light. Amid this formless expanse, God stood, the supreme creator, his heart a blazing inferno of love. Radiant beyond 1,000 suns, his light a beacon piercing the eternal night. God was not merely the source of existence. He was the embodiment of undying love, a flame yearning to confront the darkness, to weave a world from the clay of infinity. Within his heart, a tempest of emotions surged, fierce as a tidal wave shattering stone, not from lack, but from a love so vast it burned to erupt, to awaken a cosmos slumbering in deep silence. And so, in a moment beyond all words, a thunderous explosion of divine will, God began his greatest work, crafting a world where his love would triumph over darkness and resound as an everlasting hymn. God faced the chaotic void, a seething sea of earth, water, and air, swirling wildly like an untamed beast. The darkness roared as if to devour any notion of order. But God smiled, his smile radiant as the first dawn. And light erupted, a sacred flame tearing through the eternal night. "Let there be light," he proclaimed, his voice thundering like a storm, shaking the cosmos with awe and wonder. Light surged forth, a flood of molten gold threading through the void, weaving shimmering spirals that danced as the first stars, breaking the darkness's hold. It did not merely illuminate, it roared. A melody of Genesis, pulsing like the heartbeat of creation, challenging the darkness with the might of love. This light was the origin of all beauty, the unyielding flame of God's love, marking the first victory over nothingness. A declaration that love would always prevail. Yet the light, though radiant, craved a realm to embrace its splendor, to stand firm against the lingering darkness. God stretched out his hands, gentle as the first breeze, yet mighty as the roots of eternity, ready to shape the chaos. From his will, the heavens were born, gleaming like a vast sapphire studded with stars like diamonds. The heavens were no mere dome. They were a living sanctuary, where clouds glided like dreams woven from silk, their edges gilded by dawn's glow, defying darkness with the beauty of order. Sun rays pierced through like fiery arrows from God's heart, bringing warmth and life to every corner of the cosmos. He named the heavens Celestine, a fortress of light where his love could radiate, where life could soar and confront the shadows. The first winds swept through, carrying his breath, soft as a lover's whisper, yet powerful as a decree, shattering chaos. Each breeze told a story of God's triumph over the void, of wonders waiting to erupt. Beneath this radiant sky, God turned his gaze to the earth, a formless swirl where water and land clashed in a dreamlike struggle, as if the dream itself resisted taking shape. Darkness lingered, whispering from the cracks of chaos, striving to cling to its fading dominion. But God needed the clay, his hands tender as a mother's caress, yet steadfast as mountains unyielding to time. From the clay he parted land from water, sculpting like an artist crafting a masterpiece from a raging storm. Mountains rose, proud as stone giants defying the darkness, their peaks glistening as if dusted with divine gold under the sacred light. Rivers flowed, silver veins pulsing with life, washing away the traces of chaos with purity. Green meadows unfurled, soft as a woven shawl, inviting all creatures to rest in their gentle embrace. Valleys carved deep, plains stretched boundless, and cliffs stood tall, bold strokes in God's canvas of love. He beheld his creation, and within his heart a profound joy erupted, like a hymn echoing through the stars, proclaiming victory over the darkness. Yet God knew the earth was not complete. It yearned for life, for beings to breathe vitality into this divine tapestry, to carry forward the battle of light against shadow. He touched the clay, and from its humble grains, trees sprouted, their branches reaching skyward like spears of light piercing the darkness. Their leaves swayed, singing to the rhythm of the first light, a symphony of life defying the silence of the void. Forests bloomed, their emerald canopies a stronghold of light, where wind and sun merged like warriors of God. Flowers burst forth, each petal a radiant smile from God, vibrant as rainbows after a storm, bathed in the light of his love, like tiny torches illuminating the world. Ancient trees, their boughs wide as welcoming arms, stood as chroniclers, preserving the memory of creation's dawn. God surveyed the forests and meadows, knowing they craved creatures to animate this world, to join him in the war of light. He summoned the first creatures into being. From the clay, beasts great and small emerged, each bearing a spark of his divine light like small flames against the darkness. A deer glided across meadows, its eyes gleaming like morning dew, reflecting God's tender love, a challenge to the shadows with its purity. An elephant lumbered forth, its steps trembling the earth, a monument of strength and endurance, its hide like clay fired in God's kill. In the skies birds soared, their wings tracing graceful arcs across the azure expanse, like divine strokes tearing through lingering shadows. Beneath the oceans, fish darted, their scales glinting like living gems, reflecting the light of creation, like torches beneath the waves. Each creature was a masterpiece, infused with God's breath, a warrior in the battle of light. They did not merely live, they told the story of his love, of the first light kindled from the void, of the eternal triumph of love over darkness. But within God's heart, a deeper longing blazed, a flame of love, yet unfulfilled, fiercer than the first light. He yearned for a being not only to live, but to feel his light, to share his love, and to carry it to every corner of the cosmos, completing the war against darkness. And so, God knelt by a riverbank, where the clay was soft and pure, shimmering under his light like untouched silk. He shaped the clay with the tenderness of a father, the precision of an artist, and the boundless love of a creator. From the clay he formed the first human, named Adam, and then Eve, beings crafted in his own image, like living torches of divine light. He breathed into them a sacred breath, not just life, but wisdom, love, and the freedom to choose, a power to challenge even the darkness. Adam and Eve opened their eyes, and the world's light flooded their souls. It's like a golden river flowing through barren clay, awakening them from the void's slumber. They stood on lush meadows, gazing at the radiant sky, feeling a joy beyond words, as if the clay within them sang praises to God. God looked upon Adam and Eve, and within his heart a new joy erupted, like a star blooming amid darkness. He led them to a garden called Eden, where every tree glowed with life, rivers sparkled like silver, and all creatures lived in harmony, a symphony of light. Eden was not just a garden, it was a sanctuary of light, where God's love flowed through every blade of grass, every petal, every breath. But God knew that love to be true must walk hand in hand with freedom. He granted Adam and Eve the power to choose, like a free wind blowing through the garden, so they could love him with their own hearts. They lived in light, but the shadow of choice crept in, like a faint silhouette beneath the trees, whispering temptations. Time passed, and humanity in its freedom succumbed to darkness's lure. They heeded the shadow's whispers, plucking the forbidden fruit, and Eden's light dimmed as if veiled by a black cloud. The darkness, once banished by the first light, roared in fleeting triumph. God looked down, his heart heavy, not with wrath, but with the anguish of a father watching his children stray into shadow. Yet his love never faded, like the first flame that never dies. He did not destroy, he guided. From the void, his light had triumphed to create the world, and now he would guide humanity through darkness to reclaim that first light. He sent prophets, like winds carrying messages of love through the ages. Figures like Noah, Abraham, and Moses became blazing torches, bearing God's light to humanity, reminding them of the origin of life, of the flame kindled from the void. But the story did not end in Eden. Darkness, though repelled, lingered in human hearts. In misguided choices, in storms of greed and pride, God, with undying love, never ceased calling humanity back. He sent signs, a rainbow after the flood, a fire on Mount Sinai, prophecies echoing through deserts like beacons, lighting the way. Each sign was a reminder that the first light, the light from the void, still burned, ready to guide humanity through darkness. Figures like Noah, with his ark braving the deluge, or Moses, with his tablets of law, were warriors of light, carrying God's flame to the world, defying darkness with love and faith. The tale of light from the void is not merely the story of creation. It is an epic of the war between light and darkness, between love and chaos. From the void, God wove the universe, not just to exist, but to be a sanctuary of love, where every creature, every human, is a small flame in the great battle of light. Yet that light lives not only in the stars or rivers. It burns in human hearts, in their capacity to love, forgive, and create, in their strength to rise after each fall. Though humanity may stray, though darkness may descend, God remains, like the first flame, eternal and steadfast, ready to guide them home. Consider our world today, where darkness still roars through storms of division, greed, and pain. The deserts of our era, war, injustice, and doubt, may make us feel lost in the void. But the light from the void, God's light, burns brighter than ever. Every act of love, every kind word, every effort to bring hope is a spark, like the first stars erupting in the cosmos. We, like Adam and Eve, carry God's breath, the power to weave light from darkness, to triumph over chaos with love. The tale of God's origin is a reminder that no matter how fierce the darkness, the light of love is always stronger. In moments of stillness, standing beneath a starlit sky, feeling the breeze, or hearing waves crash against stone, we sense God's breath. He is there in the sun's radiance, the rain's gentle touch, in every beating heart. The tale of light from the void is not a relic of the past. It is a clarion call, urging us to live with love, faith, and hope, to carry God's light to every corner of life. The heavens and earth, eternal witnesses, sing an epic of His love, from the first light bursting from the void to the days yet to come. They remind us that, though darkness may cover us, God's light, the flame of love and truth, is ever ready to lead us home. The journey of God and the light from the void is an unending epic. From the formless void to shimmering stars, from clay to the breath of humanity, each moment is a stroke in the grand canvas of love. God kindled light not just to create life, but to make it a sanctuary of love, forgiveness, and hope, where light always triumphs over darkness. Within each of us burns a spark of that light, a breath of His divine love. Let us live to honor that light, to weave a world where love and truth reign, to become warriors of light in the eternal battle against darkness. Let our hearts blaze like the first flame from the void, becoming masterpieces of love, hope, and faith. If this epic of light from the void has stirred your soul, join us on the Footprints of the Priest channel. There you will find stories that inspire, lessons that deepen, and journeys that explore life's meaning and faith. Subscribe to stay woven into tales that illuminate the light and love in our world. Together, we can carry forward the journey of love, spreading light and hope to every corner of existence. The story of light from the void, like an eternal flame of love, will burn on, guiding us through all ages, from the universe's dawn to the days yet to come.